I'm not big for you. I'm big for me.
Wow, like, because I really thought I was on my way.
Only you can stop you. Go for it.
Hi, it's Keri Murphy, and welcome back to an all-new Inspired Living TV interview, where today I am on the set of Home and Family, where we are talking with the fabulous Kim Douglas all about beauty and business. I'm so glad I get to sit down with you today.
Me too.
Been a fan and just following you for a while.
Aren't you so sweet?
Yeah, love
Thank
you.
you.
And I love like what you really bring to people, because yes, you are a lifestyle and beauty expert.
Right.
So we can, get lots of great tips from you on Home and Family, and you're on Ellen all the time.
Yes.
And The Doctors, and you're a best-selling author. And I love, because I've kind of seen your brand evolve as well. So today we're talking beauty and business.
Right.
So we want some inside beauty tips and some business tips on how you've really grown your own business. Because you know what? People think just because you're on camera that it's nice and easy, but they call it show business for a reason.
Right, they sure do.
And you started at 16.
I did. I knew what I wanted to do at 12 years old. I was watching the news and I saw a anchor woman, Diane Sawyer, on the news, and she kind of looked similar to my coloring. And I turned to my mom in Detroit, who was a homemaker. My dad was a carpenter, and I said, "Mom, you know what? I want to do that when I grow up." And my mom, you probably heard the story. My mom turned, she was stirring the stew, and she turned to me and she said, "Well, then you will." And she went right back and she stirred the stew. And
that was it, from stirring the stew, you will,
I
to
really mean
that's it.
And Keri, the point of that story is, not everybody maybe has a mother stirring the stew that says that to them, but everybody has somebody in their life that is a friend, an aunt, a sister, a godmother, that can say to you, whatever your dream is, you will. And if you don't have that person in your life,
Find them.
be your own cheerleader and say, you know what, whatever it is that you want to do, you will.
I love that, but I think so many people don't have that person. I work with so many people, Kim, who have these great dreams, and they don't have that mom stirring the stew. I was, by the way, I was Mary Hart. I wanted to be Mary Hart.
Oh, I love
Right, but she was blonde still.
Yeah,
so.
that's okay. That's all right.
But
It's
I
all
love
good.
how, we aspired to do these things at a young age. I was also 11 or 12 at that point and knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I had a mom like that too, but I find that a lot of people don't have that person in their life. What would you say to someone who's watching who does still have that dream,
that drive,
but maybe doesn't have that person?
Again, I think that we all have to find someone that we can emulate, someone who's doing what we want to do, follow them, research them, find them, almost get their format, if you will. And I find that that is the best way. I found some idols in my life, and I just emulated what they were doing and stayed as focused on the path as I could.
So I'm going to assume that path was not always a straight one.
Oh my gosh, absolutely not.
So how did you deal with, rejection or obstacles when you were, really seeking out this dream of yours?
Well, that is a great question, because, I find that in our business, people see you when you're successful, but they don't necessarily. Have you ever seen that iceberg that's on top of the water?
Oh yeah.
And it's like the
There's
success,
a
and
whole
then
lot
there's all
underneath.
that stuff underneath.
Yeah.
Well, it was all the rejections, all the days on end that I would go out to these auditions with 40 other women that are my type, my size, my age, my demeanor.
Right.
And you walk in, you give it your all, and then it's like, no, thanks a lot. And
Next.
just day after day,
Yeah.
it really can wear you down. Again, I had a very supportive husband who encouraged me to just keep going, so that helped a lot. But I just never, they say there's a quote about, if something gnaws at you and it keeps at you, you keep thinking about it. It isn't just by coincidence.
I completely agree.
It's God putting that in your heart and in your life, saying, this is your calling, Keri. This is your calling, Sally, Tim, whoever, because if you keep having it, you have to go for it.
Okay, this is why I love you so much, and I knew that was your philosophy without even knowing that about you, because I believe that so through and through, that if you have that tugging, that you are aspiring for something greater or bigger, it's a gift.
It's not an accident.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
It's not an accident.
Yeah.
But you've been married for 30 years, and that's not an accident either.
No.
And I love that, because it is a Hollywood marriage, and I think right now we're seeing so many people divorcing, and it just seems like everyone's splitting up.
No, it does, and it's
Tell
not
us
easy.
that it's possible though. You are, because you're still in it, right?
30 years. My husband is Jerry Douglas. He's on The Young and the Restless still. Every time he asks for a raise, they kill him. So he's been dead 3 times. It's really fun to go to Starbucks with
so
him, and
funny.
people say, "Oh, hi! I thought you were dead."
Right. God, you're
It's
alive.
great. Yeah, really great. Good for the ego. But anyway, he was my first interview out of college, and Keri and I were talking earlier about where we started and where you have to work and where you begin your path. And I was in upstate Michigan. Michigan is the mitten, and then way up here is a very smaller population. And I interviewed him, and the story goes, thank goodness I didn't interview Charles Manson or Chubby Checkers, because I probably would have married
Be a whole
them.
other
Exactly.
marriage, yeah.
And my son would have looked very different.
Right, for sure.
So anyway, but we fell in love very quickly, and we got married with a big age difference, with the religious differences. He was an actor on a soap opera. I was a reporter. I mean, so many things going against us. But again, when you know in your heart that it's right, you have to follow that and you have to go for it. And we did.
So what I love about this particular synopsis, Kim, is that here you have a relationship for 30 years, but your also career and your dream was really going at the same time. And I think a lot of couples, that's a struggle.
It is.
Because you have someone who's really going and after their dreams, and then you have someone that might be not as supportive. But Jerry was
Exactly.
always very supportive.
He was. And in all honesty, Keri, for your viewers, I have to be honest, I wouldn't say this is for everyone, but Jerry's quite a bit older than I am, over 20 years, and that isn't right for everyone. But I think when you are with someone a little bit older that has been established already,
Right.
there isn't that competition.
doing it at the same time.
Like, wait, oh, she's getting that, but I'm not. Oh, what about? So because he was so established, it was wonderful for him to help lift me up and watch me grow, where sometimes I found with some of my girlfriends that were in relationships with someone their own age, it would get kind of hard.
Right, because you're both trying so hard at the same time.
And
That
it
makes
is
a lot of
difficult.
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you're supportive and you love them, but it's just like your best friend. You both go out for something and you got it and I didn't. I'm thrilled for you and I'm so happy, but
Right, I'm gonna go cry in the
yeah,
other room.
gosh, I wish I would have gotten, it too. So
Yeah. So you've been on Home and Family here for a while now,
Oh
Emmy
my
award-winning
gosh,
show,
the
wonderful.
best.
What I love about you is your sense of humor, and I think that is something that probably comes with a little bit of experience and age, but
True.
not taking yourself too seriously. Has that been helpful for you? Has that been part, do you think, of your success?
I do. I was with one of the best teachers in the entire world, and that is Ellen Degeneres. And when I was able to stand on a stage with the master herself, I just, you almost get in awe because she is so quick and she's so improvisational, and being able to stand with her. And I watched how Keri, she was able to, people would come in and they'd have different issues that they were dealing with in their life, a sick child, a mother or father that just passed away, a loss of a job, whatever, and how Ellen could just lift their spirits. And just by dancing or just by telling a funny joke, people would just feel like for that hour that they were just lifted.
In a different place.
And I said, you know what? I want to do that. If I can't do anything else in this world, if I can just make one person smile one day when they need it, then maybe that's all my calling is.
Yeah.
It isn't, for me, it isn't to cure cancer. For me, it isn't doing heart surgery. So I can't take myself that seriously.
Yeah.
But smiling and laughing is definitely underrated in our society.
For sure. For sure. We need more smiles and laughter.
Right?
Okay, last question for you is that not too long ago you had a no makeup Monday.
Oh my gosh.
And we are in this industry that I think shows women a certain way. And everyone who watches us says that's what they look like all the time, and they aspire to, I think, for something that's somewhat unattainable.
Right.
And I love that you all went rogue. Like you all were.
No, we
Which
did.
I have to say, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of scary on national TV.
It really is. I never went towards this, but it's just become a passion of mine. I feel like women in Hollywood, when you're over 30, you're kind of done.
Right.
It's not, you're not in the realm of being sexy anymore. You're older, and I feel like the magazines and the media has really portrayed women that you always have to be beautiful, you always have to be done, you always have to have your push-up on.
Right.
And I don't think that's realistic at all.
It's not realistic.
And we have to ban against that and show, yes, I think makeup is wonderful. How fun.
It is great.
You know,
Yes.
men lift weights, and we've got a fabulous cameraman here
Yeah.
with you.
It's
Look at
very
him.
muscular.
His muscles
Yes.
is great. You should do everything you can to look the best you can. And that's why I'm a big proponent, obviously, as a beauty reporter, of makeup. But as women, I think we also have to show, no, I remember a quote Cindy Crawford said, Cindy Crawford doesn't look like Cindy Crawford when Cindy Crawford wakes up.
Right.
And that's so important for our young women.
Yes, I agree so much, and I'm banding with you. Let's continue
Good.
to get that word out because
Absolutely.
it's so important.
And if you want a perfect girl, buy a Barbie.
Right.
You know?
That's right. That's because that's about as all you're gonna get is that
Right.
Barbie.
Exactly.
So what does inspired living mean to you?
Oh goodness, you are the epitome of that. You really are. You are very inspiring. You're pro women. I find you as a great supporter, whether it's on Facebook or on Instagram. You're like, yay, Kim, or go, Sally, or good for you, Kelly. And I think that's what inspires me, is women that do wonderful things inspire me to do better.
Well, you certainly do that as well, Kim. I
Thank
just
you,
always love you
Keri.
and your
You're the
spirit, and we
best.
could talk for so long.
Oh,
but
I know.
She actually has to get back to shooting, so
I know. And I'm going to try to get her on the show. So you may be seeing her here as well as on Home and Family.
so fun. So if people want to find out more about you and your beautiful business and brand, how do they do that?
Just at Kim, K-Y-M, Douglas. Follow me on
Douglas.
Twitter, Instagram, and then KimDouglas.com.
And by the we didn't get to her beauty tips. She has tons of them. She has books. I mean, hello. Will you look at this
many,
face? Will
please.
you look at this?
I'm
It's gorgeous.
95, so I
Right.
look kind of good.
Big proponent of makeup and good lighting.
Exactly.
Oh. Well, if you enjoyed this interview, of course, we would love to hear from you. Kim and I both would love to hear your comments and how you feel about this idea of showing women our real selves and supporting each other regardless of what we look like when we wake up in the morning.
That's right.
So we would love to hear from you. Please post your comments below because as we said, when you are inspired, you inspire others. So again, please leave a comment. And as always, continue to keep dreaming it, living it, and being it.
Yay!
Until next time.